Hello everyone, this video is for grade 8 subject science. We are continuing with block 1 cultivation practices. The name of LP2 is irrigation. The aim of this lesson is to compare the various methods of irrigation. The resources for the activity are 1 plastic glass, 10 ice cream sticks, glue, 2-3 bent straws, compass or divider, water, pots with seeds from previous day's activity. Students, you have to take the same pot which you made or prepared in the LP1. Apart from this, you need S2, science notebook and Exceed content book. The keywords are irrigation and drip. Students, observe this plant and try to answer these questions. Why do plants or seeds need water? So seeds need water for the germination. Which part of the plant absorbs water? Of course, the answer is root. Roots are the part of the plant which are present underground, and they will absorb the water, and along with the water they will supply nutrients to the plant. Do all plants need the same amount of water? No, all plants do not need same amount of water. Every plant is having its own requirement of water. What happens to the excess water? Students, you have noticed in your gardens also that whenever you are giving extra water to the plant, then the extra water is coming out or it is drained out through the holes present at the bottom of the pot. Why does the pot have a hole at its bottom? So this is the only purpose of holes, that the extra water can be drained out through the pot. What is the supply of water to fields called? For maintaining the moisture level of the soil, they are watered regularly, and this method is called irrigation. What are the sources of these water? So the sources of irrigation are rivers, lakes, dams, wells, ponds and canals. So students, today we will learn about the various methods of irrigation by making the model of a drip irrigation system. Let's see. For performing the activity, you have to read the instructions for the class activity on making a model of a drip irrigation system given in the Exceed content book. Follow all the directions to make your own drip irrigation system. And after performance of the activity, read table 1 to learn more about the traditional and modern methods of irrigation. For performance of the activity and for reading this section from the content book, you can pause your video, and after completion of all this, again resume the video. Students, your model of drip irrigation will look like this, in which one potted plant is taken, and by using the ice cream sticks, the support is given to the plastic cup in which the water is filled, and at the base of this plastic cup, the straw is attached, and in the straw at proper distance some holes are created. So now there are some questions based on activity. What did you observe when you poured water into the plastic glass? What irrigation system is this similar to? How could this be an effective system to water the seeds planted in the pot? And what are the benefits of this watering system? So let's have the answers of this. Water is dripped out of the holes in the straw and sprinkled water on the seeds planted in the soil. This system of irrigation is similar to the drip irrigation. This irrigation helps to water specific spots or areas in the fields and uses much less water. Now, what are the traditional methods of irrigation in use even today? What challenges do they present? So now see, pulley system or moat, use of chain pump and the lever system are some of the methods which come under the category of traditional methods. These are less efficient and require manual labor. Now see the picture of these methods, which were basically used in old days. Now what are the modern methods of irrigation in use today? How are they better than the traditional methods? So there are 4 methods of modern irrigation technique, and these are furrow irrigation, basin irrigation, sprinkler irrigation and drip irrigation. Students, in furrow irrigation, furrows are the small parallel channels which carry water to irrigate the crops. The crop is usually grown on the ridges between the furrow. This is used for row crops such as maize, sunflower, etc. This type of method is suitable for a wide range of soil types and for the many crops. This method is also preferred for those plants which will not require much water, or the roots of such plants should not be submerged all time in the water. The next is basin irrigation. In this method, the field is filled with water as in paddy fields. The water is supplied directly into the field to cover the entire area. This type of technique is suitable only for crops with the roots that need to be submerged in water. The third method of irrigation is sprinkler irrigation. In this method, water is pumped through perpendicular pipes with rotating nozzles. The water flows through the main pipe and is sprayed from the rotating nozzles. This method is suitable for most crops, but much water is wasted in the process. The fourth modern irrigation method is drip irrigation. And students, you prepared the model of this irrigation system only. In this system, the water trickles drop by drop near the plant from a network of plastic pipes. The pipes have holes at regular interval called emitters or drippers. You can see this system in picture. This method is quite expensive as a number of pipes are needed, but it is very efficient, especially in dry areas, because it saves a lot of water. Now these irrigation methods help to irrigate the fields according to the types of crops grown and are more efficient. Why are plants grown on the ridges in furrow irrigation? How do certain crops benefit from basin irrigation? The plants are grown on the ridges in furrow irrigation so that the roots are not submerged in water and get just the right amount of water. And rice crops or the paddy crops are generally benefited from the basin irrigation because their roots need to be submerged in water fully. Now, what kind of irrigation is best for dry regions? So students, already in the modern method we discussed that the drip irrigation system, in which the water is coming out drop by drop, is the best for the dry region. And how do such irrigation practices benefit the farmer? So due to the drip irrigation, farmers are able to grow crops even in the dry areas. Now students, there are some questions from your application book. The first question is, draw a label diagram of the drip irrigation system designed in the class. So for this, you can make the diagram of the model of drip irrigation which you made in the activity. What are some benefits of using the drip irrigation system? So already we saw that the drip irrigation system requires very less amount of water. So in the dry areas with lack of water, we can use this irrigation system for the farming. Write two differences between the furrow and basin methods of irrigation. So this furrow irrigation system in which the crops are grown in rows, and the plants which do not need much water, or the plants in which the roots should not be submerged completely into the water, this method is quite effective. While the basin irrigation technique is used for such plants whose roots to be submerged completely in water. Thank you, students. Have a great day.